I'm doing a 30-minute session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today. I really am so intrigued by your goals. I've found some of this challenge in my own life. So I'm going to go ahead and read these out loud, and then we're going to see what we discover today. Okay. So you say, over many years, I've started courses only to not finish them. It's got me thinking, what is this block I've had to actually finishing anything? Are there some things you have finished? Is there something that so for instance, in my life, I have attempted to write a book many times, and something comes up, something comes up, something comes up, or I lose interest, or something happens, and I just can't seem to do it. So I have to assume maybe it's not the right time. But that's not the first thing. I start something, and then the energies shift and change, and now I'm doing something else. So I can relate to this challenge in your life, and it gets me wondering what we're going to find out here for you. So I just want to reconnect. So over the years, you've started some courses, okay, and then not finished them. And you're wondering what's blocking you from finishing. You say finishing anything. So as if, it's everything that you really put your energy into. You just can't see it all the way through. And you're wondering what that is all about. Maybe it's a divine time thing. Maybe you're not meant to finish it. We're going to find out, okay? All right, let's see here. What is blocking you? So you're saying you want to finish. You want to follow through. You want to, whatever comes in your way, you're going to move through it. Or you just simply want to understand why it's like this. And then accept that it's just like this. Talking to your energy field. You say, I just want to look at this for starters, and then I want to wrap my head around it, kind of thing. Okay. All right, so there's some blinds, and I'm just opening just enough so I can peer through the blinds. And I'm kind of doing this because I don't want anybody to see me. I want to look outside, but I don't want anybody to know that I'm looking outside. I just want to peer out the blinds. It's boredom. Because I see that what's behind you is quite interesting to me, but you aren't turning around to look at it. And you kind of looking for something practical, something easy to translate and make sense of, but it really never fulfills you. And the direction you need to put your focus into is the one that you aren't having follow through with. And that isn't something that is a beginning or an end. It's something that is a lifetime learning thing. But there is a need for practical development. There just always is as part of human life. But you're out of balance with practical development and what really ignites the passion. You're out of balance with it. So if you have the passion ignited, it's going to be easy to appreciate and embrace more the practical side, the courses, so you could start and finish those because you're fueled. The fire is engulfed in the flames of something that is actually very interesting to you. And that's out of balance. And you don't know how to bring it into balance yet. I could just put you in a classroom and see what you do, but it makes me just not feel good in my stomach. It feels like a major resistance. Okay, we are going to do that. So I'm going to see you in a classroom. Like old school with the desks and the teacher at the front of the class, There's a big old whiteboard and some markers. The air here is not something I enjoy breathing in. I pay attention to the front of the class, but I'm always kind of distracted by there's somebody sitting next to me. I much rather engage here in who's sitting next to me. But then I ignore them and then pay attention at the front of the class. It feels like something you have to do, which is something you can do. And I sit on the other side of you and I say, hey, you need to pay attention. You're choosing this class. You're choosing this course. Now own it. And you kind of go neutralize and you just disconnect. And you fall into a meditation. And you leave your human body and you go somewhere in the dark. And it's kind of a quiet place. There's a white flame here, a single white flame, and you're speaking to it. You're communicating with it. And you're talking to it about, I mean, it's kind of just shooting the breeze about everything about life, okay? It's kind of like praying to God and telling God how your day went, before bed. It's kind of like that. And you're praying for something that really fulfills your heart. And I am guided to your sacral chakra. And your sacral chakra doesn't feel full of joy. It just feels like it doesn't feel like a barren landscape. It does feel like it's too neutral. It's too neutral. So sacral chakra has a way of being a great abundance manifester. When your sacral chakra is full of excitement and light and joy and things are growing in there, your life starts to reflect that. And your sacral chakra is about the pleasures of life, right? So it's about intimacy. It's how you feel loved by the world, how you love yourself. It's about pleasure. When pleasure becomes a barren landscape, what does that say? Everything is going to be a task, and unless it's fulfilling, it's not really attractive, And then you wonder kind of in your energy field, is this really what I need to be doing with my time right now? Is this the right time and place? Is this for me? Okay, they're talking to me about relationships and a long-term relationship. Let's say you take a course that lasts 3 months and you can only get through 1 month of that course. Let's say you're married and now you have the rest of your life. How are you going to move through a lifetime marriage? Now, how are you going to move through a 3-month course? You have to work with dedication. You have to see your course as you're getting married to this course, and you are not divorcing this course no matter what happens. You're going to work through it. And you have to own your decision. You have to own and embrace it with all of the heart and all the intimate love and pleasure of what this course marriage is all about, okay? And they're showing me that. Again, a sacral chakra energy, you need an enhancement here big time, and you need something to think about. What is the relationship? What is the bond between you and the course? And what is your perception on what is like a traditional marriage? Okay? All right, we're gonna just we're gonna just go through this. You're just like "Bleh," and you're like dragging your feet, like literally your toes are dragging on the floor, and then you lift your foot up, and then the next foot toes are dragging on the floor, and then you lift, and you're really slouched forward, like this is the worst day of your life. Okay, and you're in the dark and walking down a hallway. Man, where's the spice of life for you? It's becoming peppery. It's too much pepper. All right, we're really gonna amplify this. We're gonna make this the worst day. We're gonna make this the most terrible, like it's not terrible, it's just the worst. Not because it's terrible. I just feel like my heart has sunk into my stomach, has sunk into my sacral, sunk into my root, and then fell into the planet. And I just can't even stand up straight, and I'm done. I might as well be dead. We're gonna make it the worst. Or make it so bad you're just going to fall flat on your face and you can't go any further, and you're just going to sink and be swallowed up by the ground. We're going to make it the worst. Again, you're avoiding what is really full of excitement here, which is the course, which is the marriage, which is life. All right, I'm going to go into your sacral chakra directly. Let's just see what it's like in there, okay? When it comes to this block. It's like it's full of mushrooms. It looks like a very specific substance that I've seen before. And okay, let's say it's a foam that you spray into your basement windows to make sure there's no water that leaks through, and it's like a yellowish color. And then there's a dank basement with actual mushrooms growing out of the wall, and it's just, that is what your sacral chakra, it looks like it's full of this yellow weird awkward foam in a dank basement that is chock full of mushrooms on all sides, and it's just jammed up in there. There's also what is kind of like irritated flesh that is starting to get soggy. So there's irritated flesh just seeping through the mushrooms and the yellow foam, and it's an awkward, dank basement. You don't want it. You don't want to care. You don't care. You don't care if it's like this. It's the F it attitude, you know? F it, whatever, I don't care. They say you've grown too accustomed to this vibration. You just, the vibration that's kind of, I mean, it's miserable, to be honest. And when miserable becomes pleasurable, even if it's miserable, we hold on to it. Believe it or not, miserable can be a pleasure that we can hold on to and live with. And then we can blame it, we can point our finger at it, we can hate it or whatever. We can argue with it, but in a weird way, we like it. And you like it. Your root chakra and your sacral chakra have a weird relationship here too. There's a major imbalance between the two. Your harmony is crying. And I see your harmony, and it's a girl, and it doesn't matter anyway. It's kind of like the balance of your divine masculine, divine feminine. And the way you feel enriched by life, like life's enriching, it's an enriching life, you know. If it's not enriching, then it's miserable and whatever. How are you going to change it? How are you going to change that? You got to wait for life to decide to give you a surprise to make it now enriching. You can't do that for yourself. It's kind of what you're saying here. All right, I'm going to go into your root chakra directly and let's see what it looks like. So my eyes are up here and your root chakra's down there, and I'm trying to get in and I can't. So I have to just look from a diagonal, okay? And your root chakra has like a black piece of wood stuck in it. And it's very tight. It's very tight. I don't know why it makes me think of a poop stuck in a butthole, but it's kind of, I'm looking at this, it's very weird. Okay, let's just go with it. You say I don't care, whatever. What are you looking for? What do you want? Okay, this is an interesting idea. I've wondered about this. Okay, so we have like bacteria, right? Like we have like our body is full of living organisms. And those living organisms are attracted to certain foods that can influence us to also be attracted to the same foods that make them thrive. So if we aren't choosing those foods that help them to thrive, they're screaming and crying. And now we're feeling depressed because they're dying inside of us. And as they die inside of us, we slowly but surely don't feel attracted to those types of foods because now we are working with a different, that's why eating healthy attracts healthy bacteria that are going to help raise your vibration. But when we're attracted to foods that are going to lower our vibrations because those bacteria like those foods, and when they don't get those foods, they're crybabies, and then we start to feel down. Okay, so now let's look at the sacral chakra. It has these weird growths and it's weird in there, right? But it's kind of fine the way it is. We don't want to change things because the energy itself, it doesn't want you to change it, because then it will die, okay? And then if it dies, you might as well be dead too. So now you need to hold on to this vibration. But no, you don't. You need to say no. You need to say no to that. Do you have the courage to choose to light the flame of happiness and use that happiness to override these other energies? No matter what it takes, no matter what happens, no matter how convincing they are, no matter how confident that this is real, when really it's just a blanket over what is actually real. It's joy, okay? You're starting to cry and you're holding the tears back. And you're holding back other emotions too. And they feel like disappointments. Like, it should have been better than this. It should have been different than that. It should have worked out more, like a rainbow instead of a gloomy cloud. I say we're going to do the hardest thing yet, but it's going to be fun. So why don't we just create an emerald pyramid, okay? And we're going to bring in some Archangel Raphael, and we're just going to let Archangel Raphael nurture you a bit with an emerald pyramid of divine energy, divine light. We're going to place that in your sacral chakra. Let's see what happens, okay? Do you want that? Or do you want the weird dank basement? Which one? You want dank basement? You want Archangel Raphael? Which one do you want? You can tell me in your head what you want, but your energy field is going to tell me. And that's true what's deep down inside of you. I'm going to be listening to that. You're not going to believe this. A weird slithery thing comes out of your sacral chakra. And it's like a woman that is like a Medusa, basically. And she's got very sharp look in her eyes, and she's got a tongue like a snake. And Archangel Raphael standing here smiling at her. And she feels defeated. She feels like she knows that she can't rip the light apart. She can't hurt the light. And so maybe she could manipulate the light. But she can't do that either, because Archangel Raphael is really strong in his identity. He's really strong in love. Ask her if she would like to be strong in love too. Again, it feels like a divine masculine, divine feminine imbalance, because let's say your divine masculine represents Archangel Raphael. Let's say your divine feminine represents the Medusa. So we have a benevolent love, a healer. We have a angelic energy, right? And we have this sort of a dark, this forlorn, this the suffering of the woman, right? We have that going on here. And she has to want to be healed. She could say she does, but does she say it from deep down inside herself? You're not going to be able to heal her unless she wants to be healed. She would rather die. God. Okay. I say, you know what? You're going to have to decide. I mean, you need to make the decision for you both. So what do you want? I mean, she's going to have to live with it. You say, I want to count on me. I want to believe in me. I want to be, in a way, consistent. Like, I want to have follow through. I want to believe in me. I want to believe in myself. So you're standing here and you tell Archangel Raphael that. And it's kind of like, what do you want to receive this emerald pyramid of healing? Do you want to alter the energy here in your sacral chakra? Do you want to raise the vibration? Because only you can choose that for yourself. Do you want to do that? Gosh, you've got some weird stuff in here. There's kind of like trolls coming out and like weird shaped things that are kind of have, they're like gray shadows that are like carrying really heavy clubs. They're like trolls and goblins and things like that. They're coming out of the walls of this into the dank basement with the mushrooms. I mean, they're coming out of the, and then the Medusa is kind of like deflated on the floor. You say all of this is an illusion. All of this is not real. You say that. And you say, I'm going to step inside the Emerald Pyramid, and the Emerald Pyramid's always been here. I just needed a break from it, is kind of what you're saying. Now you're having a hard time entering into it. Man, you need you need to recalibrate, like a whole recalibration of your sacral chakra. Like you need a total makeover here. Because as you try to get into the Emerald Pyramid, there's like this gray shadowy liquid that's starting to come down. It's kind of draining out, but there's still a lot of work to do. Okay. And so I tell you to project your consciousness to where you want to be. So see yourself in the Emerald Pyramid then. You choose to project your consciousness into Archangel Raphael. So you choose to stand in his shoes as your own identity. You like that idea. And believe it or not, this releases a black sludge that's actually been kind of covering you up. And there's a strange dragon-like eagle that is coming out of the backside out of your left shoulder. And it's browns, oranges, and yellow, okay? And it's screaming at you. I say just let it go. I want to have happiness. You say, I want to have happiness. That's what you say. Good. Okay. Okay, again with the poop in the butthole, okay? It's like an energetic constipation here, and it's really resonating here vibrationally with your root chakra, like you're not letting go of something that no longer serves your purpose. You need to let it go. There's a wicked energy that is very snappy, like a snapping turtle. It's going to just snap your finger off or your head off or whatever, okay? And it's very snappy, and it doesn't want you to let anything go. You have a right to have everything if you want it. You don't have to let anything go. Snap, snap, snap. If you want to hold on to that poop, you can. It's a toxicity. You have an energy toxicity that it's lodged in your root, and you don't want to let it go. Man, this is really disorienting you. You don't want to even acknowledge it. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to say that that's even true, okay? So we're going to go back to the Archangel Raphael, and I see white roots being planted into your sacral chakra. And the white roots go into the root chakra, and they fill the root chakra with white roots that create support for you. there's unresolved disappointments. That's what I would call this. I would say that in your life there's been disappointments that have been that still exist as disappointments, and they're jamming up your root, okay? And it kind of creates an overshadow of, I mean, if you don't finish the course, then you can be a disappointment in your own life. So it could encourage you to be a disappointment so that you can, it just makes everything stay vibrationally in balance. So, life is disappointing. I'm disappointing. I've had disappointments, whatever. So that needs to change. It's gross. All right, that's it. Because I'm being shown another scene and it is gross. And it's like, it's worse than the original sacral chakra. It's gross things growing along the walls, and it wants you to eat it. Wants you to eat gross things. It's gag me with a spoon. It's nasty. Stop that. Stop feeding yourself this crap, and stop holding on to these toxic disappointments. Stop seeing yourself as a disappointment to yourself. Stop that. Okay? That's what's going on beneath the surface, okay? Like deep down beneath the surface. Obviously, at the beginning, there's an imbalance here between kind of a practical and something that is really igniting passion. And it leads me to the sacral chakra, but we're getting into deeper and deeper and deeper things, deeper levels of awareness about why that's happening, okay? Why you're attracted to that. I think that's why I feel inspired to ask you, do you want to have follow through? So for instance, I want to write a book, but I kind of am aware that it's not necessarily the right time in my life, because if I have too many too many spinning plates that I'm trying to keep balanced with, then I create another spinning plate. It's not gonna work, so I can have some self-awareness that maybe I need to learn how to slow down with the spinning plates. So but here for you, it just seems like you need to own it. Ask yourself, do I want to do this class, or do whatever the thing is that you're kind of putting your energy into, and maybe it's okay that you never reached the end of it, because what you got out of it was exactly what you needed to get out of it, was only half of it, and that was the whole. Maybe half was actually the whole, okay, for you. So don't judge. Now, on another side, do you want to follow through from beginning to end? Do you want to stay true to that marriage? And do you want to have follow through? Do you want to be able to count on yourself? Do you want to be reliable, like for yourself? If I'm taking this course, I'm going to finish this course, and I'm going to do that for me. Now, if you can't do it, now are you a disappointment to yourself? And then you can kick yourself while you're down, and then whatever. Like, there's some of these energies intermixing here. So really think about what you want. Think about how you want to own what you want. Or if you only get 50% through, and that's all you feel called to do, then that was the divine whole. And you don't have to put yourself down. And look at your life, because maybe that just isn't realistic. Maybe you are working through a lot of other, maybe emotional processes, and it's conflicting with your ability to focus on the course. So you're trying to ask yourself to be able to do more than you can actually do. And then, well, why can't you do more? Because you can't actually do more right now. So these are things to really think about, okay? But you gotta own whatever it is that you want out of this. I'm going to just go back to your chakras, because I will say that obviously as we bring light into your sacral chakra and your root, it is going to empower you. It is going to send that energy just shooting up like a volcanic eruption of joy. And it's not going to be an attachment to what I can or can't do. It's just, I just want to do it because I want to do it. And that's when you're truly in the flow of it. That's when your passion and excitement and joy is balanced with your practical, how you work through day-to-day life. Like, it's balanced, and then don't put too much energy into being blocked. Don't do that. But you needed to know about your sacral chakra and your root chakra. You needed to know about that. I want to just stick around for another minute. I just want to see if you can own it, that you are ready for fulfillment. Like, it's this abundant, joyful, pleasant, happy energy. They're saying to start planting seeds for you. Seeds like a garden of energy that is going to blossom for you in your sacral chakra. And those roots are going to go into your root and support your root in the process of helping you to let go of some old toxic disappointments. You don't need to hold on to that stuff. It wasn't your fault. It's just sometimes things need to be exactly like this so we can learn what we needed to learn. Does that mean we need to hold on to it? Sometimes we just need to because we need to. So you got to decide when you're ready, okay? But when you're ready, right? You're ready to let go of it. You got to talk to yourself. You got to really talk to yourself here. Really talk to yourself about what has been a toxic disappointment in my life, and what is my relationship with that? Am I still thinking about it? Then am I holding on to it still? How do I let that go? How do I feel okay with me, with the way that turned out? How do I feel okay with other people and the way that turned out? How do I feel about those people? How do I feel about myself in relation to those people? How do I feel about my life because of that stuff? So this is where we're starting to get to the root of what the real issue is here. Maybe it's not the courses. Maybe it's some healing that you need to work through to bring a garden of new love and light into your life, so that when you're ready and you don't even have to think about it. It just flows. You know what I mean? All right. Thank you very, 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 very much for this. I think this is a major step forward for you, okay? And it's going to give you a lot to work on, work with, think about. And I feel strongly that it's going to help you feel brighter inside. And it's going to send that light on up to all the other chakras generously. Like, it has nothing but love to share. Your sacral chakra is just angelic, like with love forever to share, kind of like the heart. And that love is just going to flow through all your chakras. And it's going to help you work through this and help all your inner selves know it's safe to just own the way that this feels really good, And I don't want anything less than this good stuff, and that can be real for you in your life. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for opening up about this challenge and then sharing with others here on YouTube. And thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all have a very wonderful rest of your day.